about kids, I'm holding in my head right now kids who are like preschool, kindergarten to third or fourth grade, younger grade school kids. I feel very strongly that when children have already seen or heard or intuited something, reassurance is false.
What kind of reassurance?
Everything's going to be fine.
Right. Okay. But reassurance is important, just not false reassurance.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that there are ways that we can talk to kids about either the political climate, which I think we can use in the same category as how do you talk to a young child about someone's house burning down?
Right.
You don't say to kids, oh, houses don't burn down. Houses, it'll be fine. You say, that's why we have firefighters. That's why firefighters train and know what to do. So if we're talking about, excuse me, if we're talking about politics and the kids are hearing messages, someone on the way to the studio was telling us that there was a young girl, a 6-year-old, who was really scared about what's going to happen with Trump, and he hates people and this. And my feeling about it is the answer is, I don't have to agree with everybody. I don't even have to like what Trump says. But here's what I get to do. Here's where my power is. I can protest. I can write letters. We know that action is the antidote to anxiety. It's not just false reassurance.
So infrastructure is what you're saying, reassuring kids that there's some systems in place. Houses might burn down, but we have things in place to protect us from that. And also talking with them about what we can do versus what we can't do. The other thing I would add to that is, let's even take it outside of politics, kids that are scared of, something horrible happening at school while they're there, or, getting kidnapped, or a school shooting, getting kidnapped. Here's what I tell my kids. I'm never going to leave you anywhere, you as an individual, where I don't trust the adults that you're with intimately.
Yeah.
And so, and when you are to that age where I might be again leaving you with other people that I don't know as well, then we'll make another plan. Right now, if I leave you with Ann, I know you're okay. And so I think there's larger political things that you're talking about and reassuring about infrastructure, but sometimes kids are just scared about things that is an unknown. And what I try to tell younger kids is you're always with someone that mommy trusts.
Right. And I think with, certainly topical politics going on, that kids also react to how they see the grown-ups around them reacting.
Absolutely.
And I think that we have to be honest with our kids. If you have been angry or sad or scared and talking about it and feeling it, you need to address that with your kids, not by saying, don't worry, I'm fine, everything's okay. Just saying, you know what? I'm angry right now. The election didn't go the way that I wanted. Here's what I'm going to do about it. I think that reassurance comes from knowing that it's okay to not be happy with the way things are. And that's a big parenting thing that we talk about, is helping our kids live in disequilibrium without it being too scary for them. Showing them that sometimes we don't know what the future is going to be. Here's what we have in place to make us okay while we're waiting, but
this is what we can do.
Right, you reassure a child by saying, yeah, this is what's happening right now. Here's the things that we're going to do for it, and we hope it's going to get better. I think that is much more effective than, it's not your problem, don't worry about it.
Right, that bad thing won't happen. One other quick thing that I'll add, I have a 12-year-old, and she wanted to know, we were talking about the Women's March in downtown Portland, and she really didn't want to go. We were planning to go, and we're supposed to go with a large group of people, but she didn't want to go because she said she thought it was pointless. She said, what will it change, Mommy? And so we had a really wonderful, rich discussion, which I won't go into, about why we protest and why we fight for the rights of other people. But really what it came down to, for her age and her cognitive abilities, what she can understand, she said, I'd like to do something, just me and you, Mommy, that fights for the rights of women in our community. Because it made her feel like what Ann is saying, that the world may be unsteady for her at times, and there are things that we should be upset about, but also there's something we can do about it. She and I can do about it. And I think for her, it didn't feel like it was powerful to go downtown and march, but it felt like it was powerful to make bracelets and sell art and give that money to an organization. So
it's doing something.
It's doing something, and that means having a conversation with your kids. Right? Don't give blind reassurances, is what we're saying. Talk with them about, what your family values. Talk with them about actions that you can take.
And what it feels like to not get what you want?
Right.
What do you do with that feeling of frustration that can be as specific as you don't get a gift you wanted at Christmas to as huge as you didn't get the president that you voted for?